Hey everyone, it is me. We are here. Joseph is here too. Say hi, Joseph.
Hey, what's up?
Boom, boom, boom. We're recording.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Hey everyone. Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
I am recording this on the computer now.
Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
Boom. All right. It says it's recording. Boom, 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 boom. I am apparently recording.
The entire bottle of control. They're all exactly the same.
Crypto art, and then what it really is an NFT.
Wow.
Eddie wants to slap the bag.
So this is the next best thing.
DeFi is going to be a bubble.
It's provably scarce.
With Mad Dog.
Crypto, gold, and silver.
Transparent substance.
Take my money, start a war with it.
Without further ado.
Cheers to you, brother.
Get shit done. Because the system has to collapse before that.
Cheers. I feel much better now.
Cheers.
Wow, that was heavy.
Boom.
Boom, boom.
Are live. What's up, guys? It's been a long day, but a great day. Welcome to Blockchain Booze number 84. We have done 84 weeks straight of Blockchain Booze. This is the special LA Blockchain Summit edition. I brought a couple of my friends up here on stage, and we're gonna have some fun. I was actually in another window jockeying an Excel sheet because I wanted to tell you guys something real quick. Give me 2 seconds. This is gonna be awesome. For those people who are sitting and waiting backstage, Blockchain Booze is on the system here. LA Blockchain Booze is something we've been doing for 84 weeks straight. We started the first sort of quarantine for in Los Angeles was when we started, and we have not missed a week. And this week we're doing a little later than normal. And okay, here's the number. Yes, that's what I was thinking. David Rankin, you are the only Blockchain Booze attendee that has logged more than 10,000 hours in Blockchain Booze.
Congratulations. Wow.
I think that makes me like a professional on blockchain and booze.
Right.
Hours, right? Don't you need like 2,000 professional hours to be a pro?
That's right. Yes, you are an expert. You are an expert. Which is
but I still have problems
crazy.
navigating once in a while.
I'm super jealous because I can tell you're wearing the Bored Ape hoodie right now.
Got my hoodie on right now for the event.
Dang. Welcome. If you guys are, whoever's in the chat watching, Hyro or Gyro, I don't know how you say his name. I'm guessing Hyro is asking, how much booze does that equal?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't drink booze.
That's why he's able to log the hours.
Ginger beer, yes. The secret was been ginger beer. Ginger beer, man. That's been the secret.
Crispin says you could fly an F-35 with that amount of time.
Sweet.
Okay, so first thing I want to hit and welcome everyone. If you're in the chat, hit us with where you're joining from. I'm in Southern California. Matt, you're in Florida. Adel, you're in Nashville or near Nashville. You're in Tennessee. David, you're up north, right? Northern California.
Northern California. Yep.
We got Miami in the chat. I see Praveen. You're probably still in Miami too. Virginia, Denver, St. Louis, Missouri. So we're all over the states, all over the world. I'm stoked. So first off, Matt. Matt, for those of you who don't know, is the director of events at Draper Goren Holm. So he just had like his busiest day ever.
Before we started, I had a full head of hair.
Good job, Matt. Good job.
Yeah.
Killer job, Matt. All of the content today. is thanks to Matt's hard work over the last few months and gathering everyone, getting their act together. And we still have 2 more days of LA Blockchain Summit, but we had to do a blockchain booze because it's Tuesday night and we haven't missed one yet. So why would we not? So Matt, how you feeling?
Feeling better now that the first day is over and behind us. Definitely have to recognize everybody that supported us along the way, and from our team internally, Tim, Alon, Joseph, Zoran, to our sponsors, to our speakers, to our moderators, to those that assist those speakers, sponsors, and moderators. I mean, there's so many people. I'd start going down the list, but we don't have enough time.
It's pretty crazy. What was the craziest? Yeah, Crispin said you need some booze. By the way, you've got that Tesla tequila bottle over your left shoulder back there. I feel like now's the time. If you're gonna pop it during a live stream, now's the time.
Technically, I'm still at work, so I just don't feel right.
Jim is in New Zealand. I think he's
I think Jim's one of our furthest, right?
Yeah, he's got to be the furthest, especially online tonight.
He's regular.
We should. Yeah, but see, if we're on the internet, where is he furthest from? You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. We're decentralized, right?
Mind blown.
But it does say LA Blockchain Summit on the thing, so we'll consider we'll consider that. Yeah. So okay. So Adel, I didn't say hi to you yet. Adel, wait, is that a background or is that actually your house? I feel like it's like 10 o'clock at night. That can't actually be your house right now.
It's my house. I sold all that Bitcoin I don't have, and I bought like a mansion. No, it's a background.
I love it. It's a good background, but it threw me off because it's daylight in the windows.
You can do backgrounds on this thing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you do background on
green screen, right?
Green screen, yeah, back here. It's
dang.
If I move my laptop, it will show the green screen in the back.
I did. So I've got a couple of questions and thoughts for you guys, and then anybody in the chat if you got questions for this crew. And I didn't really even give anyone a chance to introduce themselves. But we all know each other, right? Except for the hundreds of people who are still in the chat that don't normally join us for Blockchain and Booze. I'm sorry, this is probably just super weird. But I'm having fun. But have you guys, I know Adel, I saw you in the chat earlier. Matt, you've been watching everything other than the chaos backstage. David, have you been able to watch some of today?
I have watched a good portion of it today. I've been in and out, but it's all been up on my TV all day long.
Nice.
Watching the last parts of the banking, which I'm always interested in that aspect of it. And I do think there's going to be a collision between banks and those who are custodials of crypto and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. Yeah. What was your guys' favorite parts of today? Or most interesting?
I like that end part just because I'm looking forward to that. You know, funny experience. I walked into a bank last week and I went to go deposit a check, and the teller looks at me and goes, "Do you know how to deposit your check with a phone?" I said, "Yes, I do, but I thought I would provide you a job. You know, I thought this is what you're here for." And she's all, "Well, yeah, but they're retraining us for other roles in the bank." And she's all, "Well, thank you, but they're retraining us for other roles in the bank." I said, "Okay, that's nice." You know, I'm like, I kind of figured that at some point because I'm in crypto. You know, it's like, I know it's coming. It's good that you know it's coming too.
So what, did she have anything to say about crypto, or was she just like...
Yeah, I don't think she had a clue because most people don't, it seems like. But, you know, it was just funny to hear the teller tell me, "Oh, they're being repurposed basically."
Yeah, that's
like, well,
pretty insane.
You know, that was a hint that, hey, it's happening.
Yeah. It is pretty crazy. When I was about 19 or 20 years old, I had a job as a teller at a bank. And I remember it was, you know, part-time in the afternoons while I was going to school and stuff. And I remember being able to figure out, like they had these computers that they wouldn't allow you to access the internet and do anything fun on. Not that there was that much to do on the internet back then anyway. This was about almost 20 years ago now. So, but I remember I found a way. There was a piece of software called logmein.com, and you could go to log me in, and then it would connect you with a computer that had the software running. So I could actually access the internet or use like programs on my computer at home from my station at the bank, which was fun. So I sat there working on other stuff all day. But the thing that was crazy is they had like a terminal interface for making deposits. Like you'd put in like a number, you put in like 505, and that meant deposit, and 504 meant withdrawal, and whatever the numbers were. And like you just memorized them, and you just had the little number pad, and all day long you're hitting these numbers. And I remember them finally telling us that they're getting a new computer system. And we were like, oh no shit. And we finally came in, and they got a new system. We ended up getting new monitors, but the computers were the same. And I was like, you only changed the monitors, and you got us a new keyboard, and we got a mouse. And I was like, and what I realized is they created like a graphical user interface, but behind it, the software was actually hitting those numbers, and it was using the old software still. So it was like this, it was like a layer on top of the software. And what was funny is the new thing would hiccup and have problems. And I like figured out how to kind of hack it. It wasn't like a real hack, but I figured out how to turn off the graphical user interface and just use the old system because it was faster and easier. And I go into that same bank now, almost 20 years later, and that system is still there, like the same exact one. And it's mind blowing how shitty their systems are. And like, it's so obvious that something has to come and replace them.
And that's what sucks, right? Is you go deposit a check and it takes like 2 to 3 days to clear, but yet I can transfer crypto to my account, change it to USDC, and put it in DeFi the same day.
Well, what's crazy too is that if you use a more modern bank or even a crypto bank, you can have them wire money like same day, and it's really fast and easy. You do it all on your phone, and you just realize that it's really just like those legacy banks, right? That are slow like that. Even the new ones that aren't crypto are way better. It's just old school crappy systems. It's wild.
It's all about like the infrastructure inversion theory, you know, like when we used to like do those internet using modems, you know, like this weird sounds, all that stuff, and it drove the phone companies crazy because you are using their precious wires in there for something that they did not expect at all, and they would sometimes actually had a detection circuit that would cut off your circuit while you're in a modem session. Drove me nuts in there. But then now the internet has prevailed, and all the phone calls are done over the internet, over TCP/IP.
Correct.
So that's the inversion, like infrastructure inversion, and the same is happening right now. So the banking system is moving to one point. It will become a bank would be a blockchain. It will go to the bank, but it's actually running completely on blockchain, and that becomes the new norm. And people's like, yeah, that's how it was all the time. And you say like, no, in my days, it was not even legal to have that stuff. It's like, what?
Well, did you guys see Eric Voorhees' post on Twitter a couple days ago?
I don't know which one. What was
he was responding to somebody in regards to a finance, and he took a loan out against his ETH at 0.5% up front with no APY, no interest paying. You know, it's due whenever he wants to pay it back, and it was 0.5 point. And he said he went out and bought a house.
See, I was thinking about that because a few people were like, yeah, that's some BS privilege, because for him to buy $1 million house, he had to have like $3 million worth of ETH
right,
to get that kind of deal. But when you buy a house, the house is the collateral, right? So if you think about it, once you like when you go to buy the house, if I put 20% down or whatever,
right,
the 80% of the house, I have the house. I might have $1 million house, but the bank owned 80% of it, right? So technically, like if you think about it, it's a weird thing, but like that's the beauty of these new products, right?
There's no interest. There's no interest. He pays a half a point up front with no interest on the loan, and he can pay it back whenever he wants.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's crazy.
When is the bank going to do that for you?
Well,
I don't know that bank.
Yeah, that's the thing. I honestly, like, I sat there staring at it for a while because I was like, I want to buy a house and I don't want to use the bank. And I'm like, how do I do this? And I was like, wait, I don't have like $5 million worth of ETH like this guy does. Well, he probably has more,
but come on, give it some time. ETH and BTC and all this stuff is going up. It's just the future, man. It's like this is the vision that like Michael Saylor's talking about, right? When we're going to borrow it against our Bitcoin, just take it wrapped, throw some wrapped Bitcoin in there, low interest rate, and here we go. We're buying houses.
Yep.
It is cool though. Like that was one of my favorite things earlier today. Actually, Michael Saylor telling Tim, like, I'm going to put my Bitcoin in a contract, not let my kids and grandkids and people touch it. I will only let them live off the interest from it. And that's how they'll live. They'll live off the interest off of one Bitcoin. Yeah. And as a pretty epic future. And if we're early enough to where even those amongst us who aren't millionaires can aspire to reaching, one Bitcoin in a savings account, right? Absolutely. And then if his prophecy is true, then our kids and grandkids could live off of just the interest.
Well, we may be able to deposit an ape too.
Hey, that's what I'm hoping. Hey, my ape is still worth like over 2 Bitcoin. So
yeah, right, 100,000. An Bored Ape is still worth more than a Bitcoin right now.
Alon, did you ever put Bored Ape on your resume? Like you were?
No, actually, I was gonna put that. I was gonna change my. No, you know what? The consensus after that conversation, I was gonna put the ape on my LinkedIn and put something about it on there, like a resume thing. But then we decided if Punk Ape Strong is his own person and has his own account, whatever, he needs his own LinkedIn profile. So, but that takes work. So I've been busy with a couple other things, so I haven't spent the time to give Punk Ape Strong his own LinkedIn account yet. But if somebody wants to help me with that, I'm totally down. It could be a really funny piece of content that just lives online.
So you're trying to tell us that your ape social life is more active than your social life?
It's true. I mean, have you? Okay, so no, so that's actually a good question. We're going back to something real. Although, yes, the answer is yes. My ape definitely has more friends than I do, and has a lot more exciting of a life right now too. But Chad was saying, when you take a loan like that, does it show up on your credit report? And I know that with DeFi and things like that, it doesn't. And it depends on who you're using and where it would show up. Like, I'm assuming that when Coinbase starts offering loans against your crypto, they're going to report it to the credit bureaus and things like that, I would think. But the credit bureau reporting and things like that are totally it's voluntary, right? I don't think it's a mandatory thing. Adel, you might know stuff about this because of DLN.
It's a protocol,
reporting the credit bureau.
You only report it if you are a facility, like a banking facility or something like that, or things like renter and so forth. You can report there, but DeFi definitely does not report. And all of those, like blockchains, like a black box, is like a mystery, like outside the system completely. Which brings a really, really nice point, because if we start to truly bank the unbanked and give them loans on the blockchain and so forth, using that credit history of them doing repayments on the blockchain should be better qualifier, better credit rates than the system outside, right? Wouldn't you think?
Yeah. I mean, it should. And also, can we help people build their credit by ignoring the credit reports for issuing them credit, but reporting the good stuff so that we can help people get credit, right? Like, yeah. I don't know if it will matter anymore, but that would be a pretty...
most of it right now is all collateralized.
Yeah.
You're collateralized, you're borrowing against your assets. So, I mean, it's not like you're taking a loan out for something you can't back. So, and you typically get liquidated if it falls in price.
But
So they're all secured loans.
at what point? Yeah, at what point do things start to add up and that become leverage? Like somebody once told me that I was talking to a wealthy guy here in Southern California who I know is an angel investor in companies and stuff like that. So by default, by the legal definition, they're an accredited investor. At least that's what they check those boxes when they make those investments. And he told me, he's like, that most of the people that are investing in startups and all these things, they're not legally accredited investors. And I was like, what are you talking about? They live in multi-million-dollar homes in Southern California. They're making $50,000 investments in companies. And they're like, well, they have leverage and they have more debt than they, than is legally allowed in the accredited investor definition. Because, and you start to realize like, oh crap, that's true. So then you start looking at investors and things through that lens, and you realize like the debt that they have, because technically the debt you have on your house is debt you should have.
Your house doesn't count. Your house doesn't count for accredited.
But debt on your house does.
Oh, against the rest of your assets?
Yeah, I think so. It should. Any debt you have counts, but your house doesn't count as an asset.
Huh. I thought your house doesn't count at all. And so they only look at your other assets.
Yeah,
maybe the debt does. Maybe the
your
debt
primary residence does not count, and the loan on it does not count. So
okay.
If you get a multi-million-dollar house and you take a loan on that one and use it for something else like rental properties and stuff like that, your original house that's full of debt, like has $5 million debt, does not count. But your other properties, those count.
Yes, I might be thinking of those secondary loans that people were getting, because he was explaining those to me as well. But technically, right, like, technically that's great debt to get if you trust wherever you're holding your stable coins, right? Because interest rates are really low right now. And like Celsius was just talking, and Abra, title sponsor here, they're giving 10-12% on stable coins.
So another question is, for accredited investor, do they count crypto wealth? Because like they won't give you a mortgage based off of crypto wealth.
No, well, you know what? Actually, I was talking to somebody, and I think it depends on your levels, right? Like for the average, for us, no, probably. But I was talking to someone who I know is quite the whale. And he said, that the bank I use for my personal stuff, I went to them for my home loan, and they just asked me for paperwork, and I couldn't really get paperwork from any exchanges, and I didn't want to show them my hardware wallet. So I had my CPA sign an official statement saying I had this much in liquid assets, and my bank took that and used it. But that's like for the person who has somebody at their bank that knows their name, and the rest of us who don't talk to don't know anyone that works at their bank can't really do those kind of things. So I think that's like when you're at a certain level, you can make those claims.
See, that's what makes blockchain cool, because the blockchain does not know your name, or does not care even.
Unless you own an NFT. If you own an NFT.
Have you seen my profile picture?
Do you know who I am? What kind of ape I can get to?
Did you? I mean, I was speaking of that, all these people that are in New York right now for the NFT event are posting pictures of themselves for the first time as a flex at the event. And people were joking, saying all of these people are doxing themselves and stuff like that, which is pretty funny and interesting, right? Because I don't know what most people's reasons, I think, are just privacy reasons. I don't think they're trying to do anything shady. But I was joking with a friend, and I was like, before you go to New York, you should take a Fiverr gig that says, pose a picture with a picture of this ape to pretend like you own it, so I can say that I'm that person, and fake that you're the ape, but really be that ape, right? So nobody knows who you are. But it's pretty interesting, right? Like a lot of crypto people, at least their NFT people, are showing their faces for the first time. I think it's really scary, actually, to be honest. Like a lot of them, like I'm not a huge crazy whale in that respect. I've got one ape, and that's the most crazy thing I have. But like some of those people have, 10 apes that they got during the mint and stuff. Like I'd probably be scared to be that public, like at an event like that, right? Should they be? Am I just being paranoid?
I guess if you got enough apes, maybe it doesn't matter. And if enough apes together in an event,
they all come together as a corner.
So somebody's trying to rob you. Hey, dude, you see that guy's got a gold jacket on,
right? Apes support apes, right?
Okay.
You might get ape napped.
Well, what we really worry about is their bananas. No, but I personally, I enjoy having an ape simply for the experience of being able to share crypto with other people, because I find that it opens doors all day long. I met with a title agent today at an office, and I got to show him. I said, well, some lady pointed at me and goes, "That's the crypto dude. You should go talk to him." So I'm the crypto guy in the office over there, and and that gets brought up. And so, you pull out an ape in your phone once they go, well, what about crypto? Well, I'm like, well, so, talking about things. Well, I own this ape. I said, okay, there's the ape. Do you see the ape? What's the price on it? And they sit there and they blink for a minute and they look at you like, are you kidding me? I'm like, no, this is what's going on right now in crypto. And he's all, okay, there's so much I don't know. And then I talked to him about how I'm in crypto voxels and flipping virtual property, because this is a real estate office here. And I'm telling them I'm flipping virtual property for $15,000. And they're just sitting there going, all right, I'm not understanding what's going on. There's obviously something I'm missing out in this space. And said, yeah, I got into this space because I see crypto changing the title industry in the future and changing real estate in the future. And, and then they're like, okay, I need to meet with you. So I'm looking forward to those conversations, but it's just amazing on what, at least these NFTs, like you went and talked about Bitcoin or talked about a token. And somebody they don't have something tangible to relate to think about. But the moment you can show them a picture or something that some people can relate to, then their doors are open, because one, now it's completely irrational to them, because who thinks that a picture is going for, $100,000 or something? And now they're open to a whole world of conversations in crypto.
But why is that so foreign though, right? Just because I can't touch the crypto, I can't tell you the last time I touched fiat.
All right.
I mean, everything I do is by card or something.
Yeah.
So
it's just weird. It's like monopoly money. They don't visualize it. They're like, well, yeah, I have a debit card and I use my debit card and I have a bank account money, but their internet money, isn't that just like video game money? That's what you hear all the time, right? It's like video game money. Why does it have value? It's a video game.
Even people in crypto, right? I think part of the reason why some of these things are worth so much is because people don't fully value it the same way they do money. I think we've talked about it on the show and stuff before, but we had somebody from OpenSea on, and they're like, I don't think the prices on most of these things would be as high as they are if you had to put in your bank account details or your credit card every time you paid for it, right? It's only 1 ETH, it's only 5 ETH. It sounds like nothing.
Well, because a lot of us got ETH a lot cheaper, right?
Yeah, that's true, but
it's wait till next year after they have to pay the capital gains on the ETH that they spent.
That's scary. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy, because
I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to that.
A lot of people in Bored Apes, a lot of people in VFriends and things like that have got in like in the last 6 months, 9 months. So they haven't been through a whole cycle of everything yet. It's only up for them, it's a little bit scary, right? Like, it's wild. I don't know. We've, Adel, we haven't really, we haven't talked anything about DLN yet. We should get a little update and tell everyone what you're working on with DLN. I know there's some good stuff. Let's talk about it a little before we end tonight, although I think we still have about 20 minutes.
Yeah, so lots of good stuff is happening there. We've just announced in a PR that our very first MFI is now fully onboarded on the system. So we have a UI and interface. And you heard a lot of people talking today about how difficult it is to operate in remote areas. We had to redesign our system from the ground up because of those same reasons. Like, people don't have good phones, people don't know what crypto is, they need a lot of helping hand. And not only that, but also when operating in a brand new environment, the compliance, the regulatory considerations are really, really big. So working with an MFI was a really good approach for us to be able of working with somebody on the ground that actually is doing the micro lending. And DLN is decentralized lending network. And what we do is, like all of that talk about banking the unbanked and really creating economic inclusivity out there is something that we've been talking about in blockchain a lot. But it was not until I actually met you and Joseph, like during lockdown, when I actually found people that are thinking the same way. Like, we want to bank the people, we want to help the people to like get some freedom of what they are doing. But if you are unbanked, you don't have any collateral in a very remote area, very rural area, how do we help you go out from that cycle? Because the only option for you is to go to a loan shark. And that's where the idea of being able of getting you and your friends to back you up, you and your MFI that is working there to back you up, and then get that with the liquidity pools so that it will provide an ROI in the system, was born. So, and since then, it has been a year now, because I still remember last, it was in October, I think. Yeah, it was in October when we did LA Summit.
Yeah.
That when we announced that, hey, we are doing this. And a lot of people came over. We had like 12 different partners just jump in. And since that, we've gotten a dozen or more MFIs jump in. DCBS from India is the very first one that got fully implemented on the system. We have done the very first tranche with them and done the very first loan on the test network on Casper. And then now we have 151 loan proposals from mostly women in Sandrabad region that are trying to get a couple goats so that they can survive through the winter, because they get them, they breed them and go there. Most of those loans are like $600 to $700 in there. And the nice thing about it is it's actually happening on DLN. We're preparing all of the stuff with actual pictures of actual, here are the women, here are the goats being purchased for them. So you can verify that those are original loans. And by doing that, we're helping the MFI reach more people. We're helping those people to get out of the poverty cycle and finally doing an impact with blockchain. So very pleased, very happy with that. And I hope that...
Is there anything on dln.org? Can we check it out? Or will you update us soon on a future blockchain booze?
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll have a new PR soon going out once we get the final touches out, because we're doing some audit reviews and so forth. And we have a whole new interface being deployed live.
Yeah. Awesome. Like,
Such a great
you have it's such an awesome concept, such a great idea, and it's such a serious topic. But at the same time, I'm seeing Jim and Crispin absolutely roast you in the chat on your internet connection because your video keeps cutting out.
Let's give him a break. It might be the green screen.
We hear you perfectly. We can hear you perfectly, but it's pretty funny. I don't know why you don't have a great connection right now, video-wise. So dln.org. Uh-oh. Now I think we may have totally lost you. Jim's it's the piano. It's the piano green screen.
Yeah, dln.org. Just come and visit us there.
Hey, Adel, does the interest rate vary based off the demand?
So we don't control the interest rate. We basically let the MFI deal with that. However, what we want to do is we want to reach a point where we have zero interest to the actual borrower.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the original goal was zero interest-free loans, right?
Yeah.
And how does the borrower or the lender make interest? Or
so the lender, because we are using the backer's money to be invested into DeFi, that's how we help provide that ROI.
Okay.
See, it was the green screen.
Yeah.
As soon as I removed it, it's working perfectly.
Yeah, something weird. It might, earlier when I was Punk Ape Strong on the NFT panel, I was having all sorts of problems that I never have when I use him for Zoom. And what I did was I actually closed everything out other than the StreamYard tab. And it worked. It's all of the other tabs and all of the stuff going on kind of take take some browser power, I guess. I don't know.
So two things here. That first of all, this is so funny because as we were speaking and I saw it lagging, I started like ditching out tabs and like closing them. Oh, not my email, not this, bam, 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 until they are all closed. And then the other thing that we want to do is this is an Intel Mac, and I'm hearing that the M1 chip is actually much better. So we'll put it into the test on the.
We had to get a new laptop for home for one of the kids, and we got the first M1 chip one, and it works really well. So I'm hoping to get a new laptop anyway, because my keyboard's been sticking for like the last month, and I type like a drunk when I chat with people if I don't proofread and edit it. And at this point, I'm just so annoyed with it. I need to get a new computer.
You know what? Just blame it on the ape.
Yes, the ape.
It was the ape typing.
It was the ape typing it. I swear.
Sorry, that wasn't me. That was Punk Ape Strong. Wait. Praveen has a tip for us. He says you have to enable GPU support on your Chrome browser tab to use green screen for StreamYard. We found that out for our film festival. GPU support on your Chrome browser. Where is that in the browser settings, Praveen?
Yeah, it's probably a browser setting for Chrome.
Nice. I'm gonna have to GPU.
Watch us all get kicked out after doing it.
This is Pravi's back door into somehow getting into our computers. I know it. Pravi is awesome, does really cool VR stuff and does film festivals, and he's now based in Miami. Used to be here in Southern California next to me. All right, guys. Well, Matt, what do we have to look forward to the next couple of days of LA Blockchain Summit?
Well, tomorrow alone, we have 18 sessions, 70 speakers. We're going from, I got East Coast time up here, from 8:30 to 7. Just some outstanding panels participating. I don't want to call out any one of the panels just because that's like picking your favorite child. I can't do that. They're all fantastic. They're all equally great. So do hop on, watch it, participate. Hop onto the platform, make sure you start networking. There's a lot of great opportunities out there. A lot of people in the blockchain space are looking to fill jobs. If you are interested and you are looking for a new job, check it out. Hop on.
I think Robinhood has applications open or links to it in their booth, right?
Yes, that is correct. Robinhood is actively seeking to fill roles within their organization throughout the country. They do have a form on their virtual booth where they're collecting information for people that are interested, and they're also doing live, I don't want to say interviews, live conversations with potential candidates.
That's awesome. And yeah, check out the booth. That's something I'll remind people to do tomorrow when I'm on the at the beginning of the day. But you can go and talk to people at the various sponsor booths, which is a pretty cool thing. Yeah, we have tomorrow's a big day in terms of the regulated space. So I'm watching the chat, and as Jim is saying, Crispin has ADD. I'm being distracted by the chat and not able to have a conversation. So there you go. So then I start laughing at myself. Tomorrow is the regulated day. We literally have Jay Clayton, former SEC, on, and we have Hester Pierce, currently on the SEC, on, and then all of the people on those regulated digital securities panels are rock stars. Like, we have people from literally like 7 or 8 major banks speaking tomorrow. It's pretty wild when you start thinking of like like some people who would not touch the word blockchain, a year ago or 2 years ago, or especially, when we were doing our last in-person conference, like the regulators and the people that just would rather not participate, right? There's just like, don't want to be associated with it at all, are speaking at blockchain conference.
There's
so
still
cool.
a couple out there that we're pulling back speakers, but the majority of them were accepting it and allowing it to happen. So it's going to be fantastic tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I'm sorry, watching the chat, but yeah, it's crazy, right? Like, I think that some of them too, like, are actually saying things. It's a little less when they're on the SEC because they have to be really calculated the way they speak. But today, Tom Emmer, congressman, he's on the blockchain caucus, was just ripping the other Congress people apart. And talking pretty freely about the subject. It's pretty great to see, some of these folks' opinions on it all. Not that I'm a lover of anyone who's a politician, but it's interesting. Adel,
so let me give you a quick plug to day 3 real quick. Day 3 is all about devs, developer day, right? We have Tezos, we have Stacks, Elgoran, Litecoin, we have Tendermint, Cosmos, Definity. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So please join in.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Adel. Sorry to interrupt.
No. That's cool because a couple of things. One is it's kind of like very nice to see how all of that started. Like blockchain and Booz was kind of like one of those platforms that allowed people that were curious. Like, I attended almost every one of the shows here except for David has more hours than me on the console there. But there were people that did not actually, that was their first time to like know how blockchain works. And they came, they got curious, they chatted with everybody. It was very welcoming. And then from there, they started moving into their own projects. And some of them now became kind of like companies and working with in the space. So that's really, really good because blockchain is all about community. We thrive because we help each other and we help each other grow. We work through it and beautiful things happen from there. And the other thing that I wanted to say is that sometimes people feel that regulators and all of the stuff are there to kind of like tell you no. Well, there aren't. We are basically the ones that put them in power and kind of like if we want something to happen, we, the people, have to tell those that govern us because they have to respect the will of the people. And there's no turning around there kind of thing. So they will have to, at some point of time, hear what we want and find a way to make it happen. Just with like everything else that as an industry started to move into some sort of a regulated space. And regulation is not something that is created to stifle you or kind of like, really choke hold you. It's more of like figuring out how to work within a space. The only problem that we're trying to dispel is when somebody does not know what a space is, like, for example, I want a list of all transactions. Well, you don't know who's on the both sides of transactions between wallets. Those things, it's on us to actually teach our elected regulators how to think about it so that when they come up with things, they are the right things that would serve all of us.
Well said.
That's right. I love it.
See, when the video works, I speak more elegantly.
I love it. So guys, I appreciate you being on. Normally, just FYI for everyone who may not normally join us, Blockchain Booze is something we do every Tuesday night, 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's a lot of fun. The first hour is always a panel, some hangout situation, something like this. And then the next hour or many hours, if you're David and a few of the crew that stay late, is hanging out at tables with the community. And people have started companies in those rooms. People have met each other and work on deals together. People just hang out, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good thing to do at the end of a long day.
And learn DeFi. DeFi
That's
and
right.
metaverses.
DeFi, we DeFi together and goof around, and it's so much fun. So join us. It's blockchainbooze.io if you want to join us and sign up there, and we'll have a we'll be doing it next Tuesday again, and we'll do it indefinitely. And I've got some big surprises soon. I was going to share something today and show David something we were going to send him in the mail, but we're going to have to wait till next week because the box showed up with a lot of broken things in it. So I'll tell you guys about it. That's a fun tease for next time. But guys, thank you so much. We have a couple more great days ahead of us at Blockchain Booze at LA Blockchain Summit. I'll be on first thing tomorrow morning. I think my session's at 8:30 a.m. So see you guys then. I thank you, David, for joining. Adel and Matt, killer job so far. We got a fun time. David, some of the crew wants to know if they're doing an after hours Zoom.
I have no clue. We'll see. I guess so. Likely, if they jump in there and they send me an invite, I'll be over there.
Okay, so yeah, you have a few. Create a link back there, guys.
Hey, Alon, I think you're going to need to get a 3D version of your ape, man, because I think 2022 is the year of meta.
I think so too. I have somebody made me a cool 3D like looking version of the ape, just like posed, right?
Yeah.
But we've got to make like the whole full body, like the Reaper full body, the one with the guitar too, and all that, but 3D for the metaverse.
I'm envisioning with Facebook changing their name to Meta, I think we're going to see a rush into the metaverse space, and I think we're going to start seeing corporations wanting to buy into the metaverse space just so they have a presence in advertising in the space. So I'm looking forward to that.
Are you just pumping up your voxels?
Well, I'm in all these spaces, so I'm good. I'm in the voxels. I'm in the sandbox. I'm in Decentraland. I'm all over the place. I'm enjoying it. But I think it's really that time for the meta. When I was at the office today, one of the gals in the office said, "Hey, my husband wants to talk to you about this metaverse stuff." And so people are waking up. Once Facebook did that, people are like, "What's this meta thing?" And now they're looking at the metaverses going, "Okay, we want to know what this is." So I think this next year is going to be the year of the metaverses.
That is pretty wild.
This is exactly what happened to me today. I went to the physician, and my physician kind of like closed the door, asked about me, checked about the thing, and then like, "I want to thank you because you told me about Bitcoin at the beginning of the year, and I took your advice." And it's actually coming if your physician is telling you about that. Like it is happening in this. And that's one important thing to anybody that's watching this. Don't say it's not for me. Don't just watch. Jump in, come and look. Everybody's friendly.
It's a big ocean. There's a lot out there, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes. And it's not too late. There's a ton of stuff. You might have the next idea. And kind of like today is a great opportunity, green field. We're moving into a whole new revolution. So come join, play.
I love it. That's a great way to end day one of LA Blockchain Summit. Come join us. Come play. It's a great time. Thanks, everyone.